Empathy is the ability for one person to recognize the emotions, needs, and desires of another person. You might have heard of the saying, "Walk a mile in my shoes to appreciate my needs." That ability is called empathy, the ability to care. As it relates to nurturing parenting, empathy is the ability of parents to care about the emotions, needs, and desires of their children, and to be able to respond in a nurturing way, keeping the positive welfare of the child as a primary goal. Empathy comes from the Greek word empathia, which means feeling into. When parents are feeling into their children, they are in tune with them. Since babies have not developed their verbal language, parental empathy is critical to determine the baby's needs and wants. Empathy communicates to the baby that they are valued, which helps build a sense of trust. As children grow, they learn empathy and, in turn, become sensitive to the needs and feelings of others. Empathy is clearly one of the greatest gifts parents can help their children develop. Some scientists believe that empathy begins to develop when children are very young. When a 1-year-old sees another young child crying, it is often the case that the child observing will begin to cry as well. From this physical imitation of distress, it is thought that the children experience the same feeling. Around the age of 2, children become more aware that they are separate from others and will try to soothe a crying child. By 2 years of age, children begin to realize someone else's feelings differ from their own and become more sensitive to cues of how other children may be feeling. Late in childhood, advanced empathy emerges where children can understand distress in others beyond the immediate situation. There are several ways parents can help their children develop a sense of empathy. Number 1, parents can use nurturing discipline techniques. Scientists know that the difference in empathy among children has a lot to do with the way they are disciplined. Hitting, spanking, belittling, criticizing are all roadblocks to developing empathy. Using nurturing, empathic ways to discipline helps develop a sense of caring in children. Number 2, teach children to express their feelings. Parents who fail to show empathy to the range of emotions children express by telling them not to cry or express their feelings, teach children to avoid expressing and perhaps even feeling certain emotions. Children need to learn proper ways to express their feelings. Number 3, identify and honor your children's feelings. When children express an emotion, identify and honor their feelings. For example, Mom might say to her daughter, "Julia, you look so sad. Losing your bear is a sad thing to happen." The result is Julia feels validated because her sadness was validated. Her mom honored the feeling and allowed Julia to accept and deal with her sadness. Number 4, model empathy. When parents model empathy, they are teaching their children the caring way to react when someone else is distressed. Number 5, develop family morals. Teach children that certain behaviors are morally right and wrong. Scientists now believe that the roots of morality are found in empathy, since empathizing with someone can prevent hurting that person. Number 6, teach children to become responsible. As your children develop into toddlers and preschoolers, help them to understand the cause and effect concept of empathy. When children behave a certain way, their behavior sets off a response in someone else. Nothing is as powerful as empathy in learning how to behave. The goal is to have children think ahead to what reaction could occur if they choose to perform a certain behavior. Number 7, observe others. When you're with your child in a store or watching TV, when appropriate, point out what you observe and ask your child to comment. Number 8, develop family rules. No hitting and no using hurting touch should be on every family's list of rules. Parents who care teach children to care. Number 9, teach children to care for pets, plants, and things. Feeding pets, watering plants, Treating toys and other objects with respect are excellent ways to teach empathy. Caring for other forms of life and for objects can also reduce the rivalry that can exist between siblings. Number 10, point out nonverbal cues. Teach children to pay attention to the nonverbal cues of others. Since most communication is nonverbal, empathic children are good at interpreting how others feel. Number 11, teach children to share. Sharing is one of the most important behaviors children learn to accomplish during childhood. It's difficult for children to share at an early age because they're struggling between hoarding everything and wanting to please their parents, who want them to give their prized possessions up. As children develop their sense of trust in the world, they realize that giving something up is not forever, but temporary. After a short period of time, they'll get it back. And finally, number 12, follow the age-old premise, do unto others. Treat your children and others, regardless of their age or abilities, the way you would like to be treated. Modeling empathy is a very powerful way to teach empathy to children.